I've been very open in my other videos about my use of AI and specifically for graphics. And I wanted to look today in this video about the pros of using AI for graphic generation, what it does really well, and then also the cons of what it really struggles with, and then give a final analysis or conclusion as to whether AI can replace graphic designers or not. So I've left a link to my blog down below. You can click there and go on there and see the images that I've generated using AI. And I've been very open, cards on the table, that all the images that I've generated on my blog have been from AI. And I've explained in a previous video why that is. I'm not replacing graphic designers or people doing this. It's that I just don't have a budget. And so it's AI or nothing for me. But the subject of this video is the pros and cons of using AI. So first of all, for abstract ideas, I think AI is incredible. I put in a big chunk of a chapter of my book to design the cover, and I gave it a really strong prompt as well and said, I want this to look like this. And I was really, really impressed with the generation of the cover. You can click on my blog below and scroll down and see the book cover. I think it's like 85%, 90% there. I saw it and I was like, that's it. That's what I want for my book cover. I love it. And then for other images as well, I've used AI. I've put in the prompts. I've put in sections of my book to inspire the AI with its image generation. When you've been writing for as long as I have, and you've had these ideas and these scenes in your mind and these characters and what they would look like, and then to see it generated in an image, it's like, wow, this is coming to life. It's almost had a reverse effect as well. I had an idea in my mind, I'd written it down, and then I'd put it into AI, and then when it comes back, it's like, yeah, that's it. And now I've adjusted the image in my mind to be like what AI has created. Sometimes you have to prompt it and say, actually, no, that's not what I wanted. I want this. And sometimes it struggles to work on some things, especially when you're not really, really specific. So if you are using it and you want something, you know, someone with their right knee up or something like that in a picture, then you have to say that. Otherwise, if you say a knee up, it might do the left one, and you get the idea. Where it struggles is when it comes to specific things, and usually like mathematical symmetrical things is what I found in my experience. So with abstract ideas, like I want this character riding a horse in the middle of nowhere, and you give it characteristics to feature, you know, like I want him to have long ginger hair or something like that. It will do that, and it will do it really, really well. You might not be exactly what you imagined, and then you have to make some changes, but it does that really well. However, I then tried to, for one of my blog posts, I wanted to do a post on the insignia used in Romithia. There's a period of time called the faction wars, and there were several factions fighting with each other, and I wanted to highlight the different banners they used and explain the deeper meaning behind them. And so one of the banners I wanted to highlight in that post, it was the fourth banner, and it's kind of a cryptic one because I can't reveal too much about that. You have to wait until the book for that one. But I wanted a crown with 4 points on it, and so I put my prompt into ChatGPT. I said, I want you to make a white crown with 4 points on a black background. And I told it to do that, and it came back to me with a crown with 3 points. And I said, no, that's not what I wanted. I want a crown with 4 points. And then I think it came back again with 3 points, and it came back with the same image. And I said, what's going on here? You're not doing what I've told you. And then it went back and reanalyzed its behavior and actually wrote itself a really, really detailed, complex prompt to say the symmetry will be exactly the same, and they should be the exact same distance apart. The 4 points of the crown, each point should be symmetrically the same distance between the other, and they should all be the same height, etc. And it even said, if you cannot do this, produce an error message. And so I took that prompt that it wrote itself and prompted it with its own prompt, And I waited and I waited, and it came up with the same thing. I think maybe it came up with a 5-pointed crown. It would do 3 points, it would do 5 points. It just couldn't do 4 points for whatever reason. My girlfriend has a subscription to AI, so I use the same prompts to do it on the premium version, thinking that perhaps because it was the basic version, it didn't do it. And it's the same, basic or premium, it just cannot handle that. It has an image in its AI mind that a crown is 3 points or 5 points, and it cannot do a 4-point crown. It just wasn't able to do it. There was another logo as well on that post where I had a star for the Guardians banner, and all the points were equal length. And actually, I wanted, an 8-pointed star with the main parts of the star to be long, and then one smaller point next to it. And it just wasn't able to do that. It came out each time with the star angles all at the same length. And I said, no, make them longer, and then make some of the smaller ones smaller, so we've got a difference. It just couldn't handle it. What I had to do with that crown, because I really wanted to include it in my blog post, I actually had to take it into Paint, and I had to edit it and copy it. And I think it looks quite good, but it's definitely not perfect. And if you look closely, you can see that someone has crudely edited it. I think it did a good job for someone who's not a graphic designer, but you can tell. Like, a human would easily be able to understand that and easily be able to make that change. Another issue with AI is that when you have an image that you really like, and there are just a few changes to it. So let's say you give it a prompt to create someone, a soldier, but with with long hair, and you want it to be blonde, but it comes out ginger, let's say. And then you want to say, okay, I love that image. Keep everything, but make that guy's hair blonde, not ginger. And then it will come out with an image that may not be the same. It may be very similar, but it's not the same. If you wanted that exact image just with a few changes, or one change even, re-putting that into AI will sometimes give you a totally different image. I've had that actually with the banners. So I created Kellorn's banner, the silver fox, on the green banner. So you can see in the link to the blog below, on that, it's created that banner. But then when you see Killorn standing behind the banner in another blog post, you'll notice that the fox is different, because despite the AI prompt, it would not make the banner exactly the same. So in conclusion, can AI replace graphic designers, and do graphic designers need to find a new occupation? Absolutely not, because AI, for all its incredible attributes, it can really struggle with some basic things. So it can do some really fantastic abstract things. And if I take my book cover, for example, as I said at the beginning of this video, I'm 90%, 85%, 90% happy with what is there. But if I wanted to make a few changes, I'm not sure AI would be able to retain the qualities of the image that I want. And so I would trust the graphic designer to be able to go in and be able to make those changes very, very simply. Make the guy's hair longer, make him more gray, that kind of stuff. Also, for just basic symmetry, if AI cannot comprehend, a crown with 4 points, then you're definitely going to need a graphic designer to be able to do that and make it look better. Not like my version where, looking in a little more in detail will be able to show you what I've actually done in Paint. I don't think AI is going to be able to replace graphic designers. What I think it can do, though, is really help you as the author get to a position. If you're using AI for graphic design for blog posts, like I am, it will be able to really help improve your blogs to make them visually more appealing. And when it comes to book covers, it will be able to give you a really good idea of where you want to get to then pass that over to a graphic designer. So that's the video. Let me know in the comment section what you think. If you're a graphic designer, let me know what you think the role of AI is. Do you think that it's a threat? Do you use it yourself? What do you see the future of it? And if you use it, If you're not a graphic designer and you use AI, let me know what it is that you use it for, what you find really good and what you find doesn't work so well. If you like this video, don't forget to like. Please click subscribe as well if you want to follow on with my posts, and you want to follow me on this journey and let me take you on a journey. Hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell as well, so you get notified every time I put a video out. Thank you very much and see you next time.